Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and also Shalom. Salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring at this work as well. So this lesson that I'm going to be getting into today, is going to be concerning the relationship between, the nation of Israel and the Heavenly Father, because that's a relationship. Those are the people that are connected to the Heavenly Father directly, through Yahweh Shai. The Lord is not dealing with all 18 nations on the planet Earth, man, but He's dealing with one specific nation, you know, and that's the nation of Israel. And their modern terminology would be the so called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans today. They are the children of Israel in the scriptures, man. They are the one that crossed the Red Sea, in the time of Moses. They were the one that were delivered from the hand of Pharaoh, man. You see? And these various captivities. Alright? So with that relationship between us and the Heavenly Father, you know, um, the Lord is really our power source, you know. So if you're connected to a simplest example I can give is your phone. If you plug in your phone to the wall, you know, the wall is the outlet. The outlet is the power source. You see? And then the charger is the mediator between you and that power source. You see that? And that mediator is Yahweh Shai. The power source is the Heavenly Father, and the phone will be us in this case, this analogy. But what happens if you uh, unplug your phone from the mediator as well as the power source, man? Your phone is gonna what? It might last a while, but it's gonna die eventually, and you won't be able to use it, man. It's gonna be pointless, you see? But if you keep it plugged in, then your phone will always be powered, man, and you'll be able to use it. And how do I parallel this with us and the Heavenly Father, man? You know, uh, it's basically, look, if we stay close to our power, we're gonna be where we belong, like at the top. But if we detach from our power, as you can see, that's the case now, you know, we'll be at the bottom and downtrodden and beaten, man. Matter of fact, let me start here in Daniel chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 9. And it reads, To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. You see? Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing. You see, so we detached from our power by transgressing his laws, man. You see? Therefore, we weren't plugged in anymore. It says, Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against them. You see, so we detached from our power, which left us powerless and in the condition that we're in today. And not only that, but the fact that we broke a covenant brought curses upon us, man. Because when you break an agreement, there's consequences. You see, there's consequences for breaking that agreement. And the consequences of us, breaking the agreement between the Heavenly Father was basically listed in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, but to list a few was slavery, man. Being downtrodden, being put at the bottom of the totem pole, being called a proverb and a byword. you know, gunning each other down, father not being in the household. That's all because we transgressed and detached from our power, man. You know? But in this lifetime, the elect, there would be a remnant that would return, man. You know? Because we understand that the entire nation is not going to turn back to the Heavenly Father and seek Him. But there would be a remnant, an elect that would turn back and seek the face of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? So this is Psalms 125, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And it reads, a song of decrees. They that trust in the Lord Yahweh shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord is round about his people from henceforth, even forever, man. So you see, when the kingdom is established, that agreement, there won't be any more curses, man. The curses will be taken out, and the Lord is going to be dwelling with the nation of Israel forever. The Lord is going to be in the midst of us, man. And affliction will not rise up a second time. You see that? It says, verse 3, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity. You see that? Let's read this again. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity, meaning transgress. So if we transgress, the wicked's rod would rest upon us, and the wicked will be concerning these other nations headed by the so-called white man, beginning with the so-called white man. But if we transgressed and put our hands into iniquity, that's basically us detaching from the power source, leaving us powerless, man. And then the rod of the wicked, which are these other nations, will have dominion over us, man. And that's the case that's what's going on right now. The whole MO of the so-called white man and these other nations is to keep us detached from the power source, to keep us not knowing, to keep us not knowing, man. And to keep us going off as well, man. Having pork at every corner, every food, you see what I'm saying? Just transgression, to keep us in transgressions. You see? Why? Because our downfall, our downfall is their uprising, man. So let's jump here to the book of let's see, Psalms chapter 83, and I'm gonna start at verse 1, and it reads, keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. See, so these nations are confederate to keep us detached from our power, from knowing who we are, you know, so on and so forth, man. But that's their whole mojo, Basically, don't let these people plug into their power source. Keep them entertained with the NBA. Keep them entertained with the block, playing the block, man. Small things like that. Not small things, but big things like that, man. And if you read on, it lists you the different nations that are confederate against thee and that are consulting against us, man. Matter of fact, let me get this. In Psalms 79, and I'm going to start out verse 1, and it reads, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, The heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple they have defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. And these dead bodies are concerning a state of mind of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You know, but thus being in a dead state of mind, you know, these nations, which are these fowls and beasts, you see, they've begun to devour our flesh, man. So, you know, it says, verse 3, their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them, man. Meaning they didn't comfort us, they didn't put our bodies in, because you put dead bodies in graves to lay them to rest, man. But this is symbolic, you see. So they didn't comfort us by letting us know who we were. They just wanted us to stay in that dead state of mind, man. You know. But guess what? The Lord is raising up a remnant. You see, the remnant of Israel. So let me jump here to the book of Isaiah 10 and verse 20, and it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. And who's that him that smote us, man? The so-called white man. You know, he smote us, man. And there's countless examples of that. Slavery being the most, you know, brutal, even worse, man. You see? But the elect were no longer staying upon Esau, Edom, you know, but they're returning to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in truth, man. You know, no gimmicks, no nothing, but just a sincere and contrite heart, man. You see? Verse 21, it says, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob unto the mighty power. You see that? So only the remnant is going to return and turn back to their power and go back to that power source, man, plugged in. All right, so let's get this in Judith 5 and verse 20. And it reads, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. You see? So if we err and we sin against our power, our God, that's our ruin. And that's the case we see now. We're ruined, man. You see, we're ruined. We're at the bottom of the totem pole because we sinned and erred and went against our power, or unplugged from that power source, man. You see, that's why these nations have overcome us, man. Verse 21, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. You see? So let me get a quick precept. You see, because the Lord is gonna defend us, man. He's gonna defend the nation of Israel, because of the elect, for the elect's sake, man. Because the elect is what's going back and turning back, and you know, trying their best to not have any iniquity, man. You see? So this is the book of Isaiah, 31, verse 5, and it reads, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over it, he will preserve it, man. You see, so the Lord is going to preserve Jerusalem because of the elect, you know, because the elect is turning back to him, you know, and washing that iniquity that's within themselves, man. You see, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. You know, call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Machakudash. Once again, double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, teach well, and shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring in this work. Once again, shalom.